Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning has to do with the General Sessions Court, and we're fortunate to have with us a candidate for the position of judge for the General Sessions Court, Mr. MRowan. Mr. Rowan is going to give us some information in reference to his background, his experiences, and some of the things that, in a real sense, prompted him to be with us this morning. And let's start off, Mr. Rowan, by having you to give us, as I indicated to our audience, some information about MRowan himself. That is, who you are, your background, your experiences, and some of the things that, in a real sense, brought you to us this morning. Why are you with us this morning?
Well, first I'd like to do is I'd like to thank you, Dr. Haney, for allowing me to be on your show for political equality. And I would like to, thank you, extend my hand out to you, and thank you for doing that. Basically, I was born in Nashville, Tennessee. I was raised here, lived here pretty much my entire life until I joined the service. I joined the military. I spent over 20 years of my life. It was over 20 years, roughly it was 24 years serving my country. That is active duty and reserves combined is what it is. Some people seem to think that, when you say that you spent 20 years in the military, they think it's all active duty and, you were off, in foreign countries, and participating or fighting in those wars. My service is combined active duty and reserves. After I got out of the, I got off my first tour of active duty, got back from Korea, was stationed at Fort Campbell.
Good.
I made I made a decision. I wanted to go to college, so I went to the University. Went to the University of Tennessee. After I got out of the University of Tennessee, I eventually went to law school in Oklahoma. Graduated from law school in Oklahoma, and while I was in Oklahoma, I actually tried cases involving on tribal reservations, involving the ICWA, which is the Indian Child Welfare Act, working with Native American Indians to ensure that that if a child was to come up for adoption or something of that nature, it would go to the tribe. After that, I eventually made my way to Florida. I worked in Florida for a very large law firm called Cohen, Jason & Foster. After working at that firm, I eventually made my way back here to Nashville, Tennessee, approximately 2005, 2006, and then I started my own law firm here. The types of cases that I do are death cases. That's my forte. I got involved in doing death cases at Cohen, Jason Foster with a lawyer there named Barry A. Cohen. He's a very famous civil rights lawyer in Tampa. And that's kind of where I got my experience, and I still lean on him today for expertise when I get involved in certain types of cases. These cases are like, there was a case that happened at Haywood Lane. It was an African-American male named Richard Huddleston who was shot and killed by a store clerk named Jefferson Bilbrey. They basically got in a confrontation over, over whether or not he was old enough to drink beer, and the store clerk pulls out a .30 caliber pistol and shot and killed him. Now, that's a sad case. What happened was that the police department, they're pretty bogged down, and they couldn't get around to doing their, the investigation. They were in the process of doing their investigation, and I came across a police report to where the same store clerk had shot out an African American's tires of an 18-wheeler for trying to do a U-turn, only 5 months before he shot and killed Richard Huddleston.
So he was accustomed to shooting at folks.
He was accustomed to shooting at folks. Another case that I did involved a young man, an African American in Humboldt, Tennessee. His name was Roy Glenn Jr. Roy Glenn Sr. was his father, and Roy Glenn Jr. Went out with a couple buddies of his at a place called the Crossings in Humboldt. And unfortunately, there was a police officer there named Paul Carrier. And I believe that, and I truly believe this, Paul Carrier's fund was harassing the African Americans in this particular club. One night it went a little bit too far. Paul Carrier, pulls in behind, a car that Roy Glenn Jr. was a passenger in. Roy Glenn gets out, tries to run. Paul Carrier jumps out, like a renegade police officer, unfortunately shooting his gun in the air, chased him around, and then shot Roy Glenn Jr. in the back and killed him. Now, that police officer is in jail today, serving a prison sentence, which was a very tough thing to do because it got moved to another jurisdiction. So those are the types of cases that I do. I've done approximately 19 death cases. I've done, there's a death case that took place where a security guard outside of Pilot truck stop shot and killed my client, which was 9 years old, father in the back of a truck stop. That same security guard, which is 23 years old, killed somebody 6 months before. And those are the types of cases. Now, working in that type of law gives me kind of a different type of an insight when it comes to practicing. All those cases have a civil component and a criminal
Very good.
component.
And of course, let me, Mr. Rowan, stop for this first commercial break.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll come back and we'll pick up at that point. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.
Okay.